Hello everyone, thank you so much for watching ATP, that is Among the Pages, where I talk about the books and the content written among their pages. Well, if you are for the first time here, then let me introduce myself. This is Achut Murari and I am a medico plus a poet and a booktuber. Well, I may not be so much famous here, but for this time I am here with a brand new tag. Well, I have lately realized the pandemic has a whole lot of take over us. We have been into a whole lot of chaos, a whole lot of anarchy. We have taken a lot of thing in this year. 2020 was no good. I mean, the whole pandemic has caused a whole lot of disaster. We have been disrupted with our day-to-day activities. There have been huge imposed of lockdowns where we were shunned from going outside. We were not allowed to go, roam freely and get our things better way. We were not allowed to see the world the way we used to see it. Even now we are with the masks on and still thinking of someday where we get vaccine and just come out of this whole pandemic thing. But the pandemic has resulted in a lockdown where this has, at least for the introverts, has been a boon. So for at least for our booktubers or the people who love books, at least the smell of the books, they have been a whole lot of satisfied with this lockdown thing because they are now able to spend a huge amount of time with their books and they are easily able to find themselves in amidst the world of fantasies, fiction, non-fiction, knowing things and just diving into the whole lot of pages, diving into the whole lot of sentences and reading books from a whole lot of authors and getting stuff. So it has indeed caused a little trouble, at least to the people who have been so interested or inclined towards reading. Well, today I am here to be presenting the new tag, which I thought of doing. At least these questions were so very near to me because I myself have framed them. Nonetheless, they were very close to me and I was pretty sure that I would answer them at least by myself. And I call this tag as Pandemic Book Pile Tag. So without further delay, let's get started with the questions. So these questions are mainly based upon the knowledge and the matter of fact that we were locked inside our houses, and at least for me, my best friend was only books and my escapade from this world and the pandemic stress were books. So I just thought of framing some questions which are completely related to books. And the first one was, how many books have you read during the lockdown? So lockdown was imposed as soon as there was a potential threat that the virus may spread through contacts. So we were put into our houses and just locked away. So the books which I have read during the lockdown were a whole lot of, to be honest, there were 23 books which I read only in lockdown. Many of them were revisits because many of them were which I have already studied in my, already read in my childhood. So I have completed 23 books which I have read during the lockdown and they range from all the genres, basically fiction because I am a fiction lover and I tend to read more fiction than anybody else. Okay, so the next question was, how did you feel when the offline and the online bookstores were shut during the pandemic? So during the lockdown or during this pandemic situation, all the shops and all the bookstores were shut down and so were the bookstores. And I was unable to, sense the whole lot of bookish new book smell among the pages and I just really missed them. So I haven't found any situation where I could afford or, move out and buy some books because there was no store. Plus, added to the fact and worsening the situation, there was no online selling of the books too. So I had to send myself the TBR file at my home, plus what I have already read. So I was literally so very stressed when they said that there were no bookstores because at least that was my pastime. And if I couldn't have that, I would be, and there was no online marketing, there was no online shipping, even from Amazon. At least in India, it was shut for at least for 2 to 3 months, and we had for an uncertain time, and we could not find any book available for so long. So yeah, pandemic has hit me, at least the books things. So the next question says, have you got any nightmare from the post-apocalyptic or dystopian novels which you have read? So I would certainly say I had a whole bunch of nightmares which ruined my whole night. I had many times when I felt that the humanity was in grave. I just cannot afford going out. I just felt that okay, it's the whole time the doomsday has come, the humanity is done for good, and we just wouldn't survive anymore in this world. But I had a whole lot of nightmares. At least this book was from dystopian book by J. Christoph, The Nevernight Chronicles, and yeah, this book especially caused me a whole lot of nightmares. The God's sixth book was The God's Grave. These two books were which they struck my mind so hard I just couldn't come out of them. Very unfortunately, I should feel that I have read these books in the in the ending of Jan and the beginning of Feb of 2020, and I had all those thoughts of dystopian things, the situations where the whole humanity is ended by the virus, and there's a set of people who were supposed to be immune and they just fled and formed a new society. I had a whole lot of nightmares which completely ruined my sleeps a lot of time. So this book had caused me nightmares. So okay, so the next question was, did pandemic stress affect your reading ability or your reading capacity? Pandemic has caused a whole lot of stress. It was an anarchy in society, however, but it even caused a whole lot of stress to individuals. Certainly, it had affected my reading abilities. Many a times I used to read. There was this news which was coming in my. Okay, I read a lot of ebooks, so there were a whole lot of notifications coming. To at least to WhatsApp. There were rumors to WhatsApp. There was Instagram where there was spreading of whole thing saying that there are massive lockdowns and all the countries are imposing it. There is a fast rate. There's a fast mutation. At least me as a medico, I completely understand the whole grave situation a virus puts us into, so I could completely get that complete stress. So yeah, my reading experiences were a whole lot of different. I should say they were reduced a bit. Yeah, so pandemic stress had taken a whole lot of part. So yeah, the next question without doubt was, have you missed visiting libraries and bookstores? So yeah, this was one of the most intriguing questions. Yes, I have missed a lot while going to libraries or reading in the library. I completely felt that I am missing something. I am missing the fresh smell of stacked books. Oh, I just completely felt that there was something missing in that. So yeah. So the next question was, which books would you recommend which would fill hope among the readers? So this was one typical question because I have read a lot of, or at least fantasy books. I have read a lot of self-help books, but there's one such situation where the question comes on you that whether are you able to inculcate that hope, as a Pandora box. The hope is the one thing which we need to cling. If at all we are not finding it anywhere, we need to cling to it at any cost. If there is no hope, there would be no survival. So I would certainly say there are certain books which will certainly help us in getting ourselves positioned to get a hope somewhat. But I'll say some books which brought me hope, such as it's again the Nevernight Chronicles by J. Christoph, because it had the post-apocalyptic situation where there's a society again which is being formed by the fragmented people who were supposed to be immune by the virus or anything which has caused a whole destruction. So that has indeed given me a bit of hope that okay, the thing would end someday. There will be nothing more. So I can say that there are a lot of books which would fill us with hope. On the point of time, I just could not figure out because I am giving all these answers impromptu. So I haven't prepared in my mind anything. So I just am blabbering whatever is coming on my mind. So as of now, I don't think I just could remember any books which would certainly give us hope. But maybe the people who may be doing this tag might give me some books which would completely fill me with a lot of hope and all. Yeah. So, without further delay, I'll move to the next question. There are totally 8 questions in this. So, there was anarchy during this pandemic. Have you related this to any book which the same events were described? Oh my god. Yeah, this question certainly needs a light on that because there has been time where there are a whole lot of chaos in this country, or at least in the society. So there was a time where we certainly needed to compare ourselves something with the story going on in a book. Again, the J. Christoph's work of Nevernight Chronicles came into my mind. I could somewhat connect to the Children of Blood and Bone was one such thing which brought me this thought of there is a bit of dystopian thing going on. There is a bit of anarchy. So yeah, these 2 books were which gave me the same insights as they were going in this pandemic, at least in the society, there was things which were tougher, there were things which were need to be taken care of, there were things which need to be understood, and these books completely reflected. The next question, which was the last one, it says, what was your best friend at home during the lockdown? May it be books or anything. Undoubtedly, books obviously are our best friends in any situation. Books can completely be our friends. They can completely give us the hope, they completely fill us with enthusiasm, they give us things which you just cannot expect from humans. But pandemic has given me a whole lot of stress plus a whole lot of nostalgic memories. When I revisited the books which I have already read, I was completely able to track the memories which were connected to that. I was able to binge read things, I was able to binge remember all the things which went on when I was the previous time reading that book. I could remember my school friends, one of my best friends. Apart from that, Instagram has been one such beautiful thing which gave me hope. I have started my own poetry page. I started writing poetry. I mean, I have began poetry way beyond. We have some 4-5 years back maybe, but I started to put down things in a proper manner through Instagram. So it took me time. Now there was initial stress even on Instagram, but the algorithm didn't fit into my mind. It took me a whole lot of time to understand that social media works on algorithm. It works on algorithm, but it majorly is driven by passion. So if you are not passionate, you are just doomed to be doing nothing. So this gave me this thought that so Instagram was my call, at least during this pandemic times, plus the bookish contents which was already and always were there with me to save my day, to save my time, to give me a whole lot of experience. When you read a fiction book, you sit at your home, but you just witness the whole lot of thing, the whole lot of story. When you read the Harry Potter, you are into Hogwarts. When you are reading a Percy Jackson series, you are into the Camp Half-Blood. You completely get into that. So certainly I would say pandemic has given me enough things to pile up. So that's why I have named this the pandemic book pile tag. This would certainly trigger myself at thinking what I have done, at least during pandemic, at least what I have done, being productive, or just a stroll down on my bed doing this or nothing. So these were the 8 questions which I thought of answering impromptu. So I don't know how things will be working out, because I am a completely newbie to booktubing and I do not have a lot of friends to spread the word to, but still I'll be tagging some of my people from whom I draw my inspiration. I don't know people, I don't know who would continue this tag, or I don't know, but I don't want that. I just wanted to answer the questions impromptu, sensing all the things, remembering all the whole lot of, reminding the things which happened to me in pandemic, at least with the books. So yeah, that's it. And so yeah, there's one more thing which I would certainly suggest. If you are loving the way I have been previewing books, if you are loving the way I have been putting the words into, my thoughts into words, if you are loving the way I am able to put the bookish world into words, then please subscribe, like, share and comment, so that it would encourage me in doing things in a better manner, so that I can proceed with that and make this world a bookish universe. So thank you guys, bye bye.